If you notice this for the first time that they are giving you the coordinates of its image. Usually what they do, they give you the coordinates of its, coordinate of the object, right? First time they have given you the coordinates of its image. So if you understand this question better, you should first of all draw a rough XY plane. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now, where is that image found? 2 comma minus 5, which means x is positive and y is negative, isn't it? Give me a minute, sorry. Maria, is my voice clear?
Yes, sir, it is.
It is clear? Okay, fine. Now, 2 comma minus 5, which coordinate will be? Milan? Which quadrant? First, second, third, or fourth? Fourth quadrant is correct, right? Because x is positive, y is negative, it appears in the fourth quadrant. So imagine P dash is over here in the fourth quadrant. Okay. Now, from which point or from which quadrant it got originated, or from which quadrant it got reflected? A point P was reflected in the origin, right? That means this point P dash, it reached here after getting reflected in the origin. So you know when it is getting reflected in the origin, a point travels from one quadrant to the other quadrant, which is diagonally opposite to each other, isn't it? So to the fourth quadrant, diagonally opposite is which quadrant? The second quadrant. Makes sense? So in the second quadrant, point P was lying, right? In the second quadrant, the point P was lying, and you know in the second quadrant, x is negative and y is positive. So how will you write the coordinates? Minus 2 comma 5. You got the coordinates of P, right? Sorry, children, this is P. Okay. Is that clear? Alvin, is it clear? Okay. This side, Sia, everyone, Joel, Maria, huh? Okay, just ask me, children. Interrupt and ask me, because you know those are sitting online. I can't see your face. Okay, hardly a few students have switched on the camera. So those who haven't switched on, please interrupt and ask me. Okay, I'm giving you that option. Now, find the coordinates of the image of P in the x-axis. So where is where is your point P lying as of now? It's over here. Now, what happens if point P gets reflected in the x-axis? Yeah, from the second quadrant, it goes to the third quadrant and it reaches over here. So let me name it as P double dash. In the third quadrant, you know, both x and y are negative. So it becomes minus 2 comma minus 5. Easy. This side. Nabil, Sachin, is that clear? Jeevan. All right. Okay, Harni. Thank you, Harni. All right, so this question is also over. Now, these are the objective type questions which you can expect for sure in the board exams. All right. So we'll do question number 7. Maria, you are absent, no? And even Afnan, we are doing it from ML Agarwal. Okay. We thought, anyways, you have done Selena in school. So we can practice ML Agarwal here. Very interesting question, children. The next one. Can you all read it? No, right? No. The point P 2 comma 3 is reflected in the line x is equal to 4 to point P dash. First time you're coming across such a situation, obviously in school you must have done this. All right, but in our class, first time you are going to solve a sum like this. When there is a line given to you, like this, when there is a line given to you, how to do reflection. So for this, I will have to go to class 9 portions. Okay, I will be teaching you from class 9 point of view, and then we will be reaching back to class 10. All right. So I have a few questions. I have a few illustrations for you. I'll be asking you questions. for which you have to instantly answer. Okay. So just wait for those questions. I'll first of all teach you the concept. But before that, children, Arthur, okay. I just wanted to ask you one thing. You all know this is x-axis. You all know this is x-axis. And you all know this is y-axis. My very first question is, online students can send me the answer in chat box. Offline students, you can raise your hand. What is the equation of x-axis? This is my question. What is the equation of x-axis? Yes, Albina. No. 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 What? Y is equal to 0. Perfect answer. Let me see who all answered here. Anika. Caitlin, you went wrong. Aditya right. Afnan wrong. Sandra wrong. Shazia wrong. Joanne wrong. Harni right. Very good. Maria wrong. Sia right. Joanne, now we got it. Jan is also got it. Yeah. Sandra also got it. Children, I asked you what is the equation of x-axis, and the answer is y is equal to 0. Remember this. All right. Now, why do we say y is equal to 0? The reason is on the x-axis, the y coordinate always remains a 0, isn't it? No matter you plot a point on the positive x-axis or you plot a point on the negative x-axis, the y coordinate will always be a 0, isn't it? And that is something which you already know. If I plot a point over here, imagine this is 6 comma 0. Imagine I plot a point over here which is minus 9 comma 0. No matter wherever I plot a point on the x-axis, it should have its y coordinate a 0, right? So if somebody asks you what is the equation of the x-axis, your answer should be y is equal to 0. Just remember it in this manner. Okay, on the x-axis, the y coordinate is always a 0. Therefore, the equation of x-axis is considered to be what? Y is equal to 0. All right, I have one more question. What would be the equation of y-axis? X is equal to 0, isn't it? The equation of y-axis would be what? X is equal to 0. What is the reason behind it? You know, on the y-axis, every time the x coordinate remains a 0, isn't it? Now you take a point over here. Say for example, I took a point over here whose coordinates are 0, comma minus 6. What is the x coordinate? It's a 0. No matter wherever you take on the y-axis, it will remain a 0. Okay, so x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Now, if you have understood this part, let me teach you uh, something related to this. Imagine I draw a line. Imagine, children, this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, this is point 4. Okay, I am going to draw a line passing through point 4 and parallel to the x-axis. Did you all notice I have drawn a white colored line, which is passing through which point? 4 on the y-axis. Okay, 4 on the y-axis, and it is parallel to the x-axis. Okay, I'll write it here. What is this line? It is a line parallel to x-axis. Okay, a line parallel to x-axis. Now, a line parallel to x-axis. If I ask you, at what distance is this white colored line, which is parallel to the x-axis, away from the x-axis? By how many units? 4 units? How many of you agree with 4 units, children? I think almost everyone is. No, I'm still waiting. 4 units? Yeah, it's 4 units, right? Because you can see the distance between this white colored line, which is parallel to the x-axis, is 4 units because it is passing through which point on the y-axis? 4 on the y-axis, and that is how you were able to calculate the distance. isn't it? You're able to calculate the distance of that white color line parallel to the x-axis. So how much it is? 4 units. Now I'll ask you one more question. In that case, how much what would be the equation of this white colored line? What would be the equation of this white colored line? You know the equation of x-axis is what? Y is equal to 0. Isn't it? The equation of y-axis is x-axis is what? Y is equal to 0. Now, if my question is, what would be the equation of that white colored line, which is at a distance of 4 units from the x-axis? Y is equal to 4, right? Y is equal to 4. Are you getting it, children? When I asked you, what is the equation of the x-axis? Your answer was y is equal to 0. But when my question is, what would be the equation of another line which is parallel to the x-axis and at a distance of 4 units? What would be your equation? It would be y is equal to 4. And it's very easy to determine, children. It's very easy for you to remember what is the equation of x-axis? Is y is equal to 0. Now, if you have to find what is the equation of the line which is parallel to the x-axis at a particular distance, just figure out how much is the distance. How much it is? It is 4. So the equation of that line will become what? Y is equal to 4. All right. I'll give you one more line. Imagine, children, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, -4. I draw a line in blue color. I'll draw a line in blue color which is passing through -3. Okay. I'm drawing a blue colored line which is passing through -3 on the y-axis, but it is parallel to the x-axis. What would be the equation of this line? Y is equal to -3. Are you getting it? Children, now if you're finding it too difficult to remember the technique to write the equation of the line, very simple. You know that this blue colored line is passing through which point on the y-axis? It is -3. So you simply write y is equal to what? -3. That is just a technique to remember. I am asking you to write the equation of that blue colored line, isn't it? How will you write it? Just see through which point on the y-axis it is passing through. It is passing through -3. Hence, the equation of the line will become what? Y is equal to -3. This is just another way to remember it. Imagine, children, I have another line, brown in color, which is passing through -1. Can you tell me what would be the equation of this brown colored line? Y is equal to -1. Easy. Imagine I have 0.6 over here, and I'm drawing a line which is green in color through 0.6 on the y-axis. What would be the equation of this line? Y is equal to +6. Is that clear? So, children, if you learn it theoretically, it's difficult to memorize. Okay, so you just visualize it. The line is parallel to the x-axis. So you should start the equation with y is equal to, okay, you should start the equation with y is equal to, and then you have to just see through which point it is passing the y-axis. Whatever is the point, that will be the right-hand side. All right. Okay. Milan, tell me what is the equation of this line? What is the equation of this line? Y is equal to 1. Easy. Now let's learn what would be the equation of those lines which are passing through the x-axis and parallel to the y-axis. Okay. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and now imagine these are the points on the x and y axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. Okay. You all said the equation of y-axis is what? X is equal to 0, right? So you know the left hand side should be what? X. And the right hand side should be the point through which it is passing through the x-axis. Okay. Now, if I draw a line over here, imagine children, I am drawing a line, a green colored line, which is passing through -3 on the x-axis and it is parallel to the y-axis. What would be the equation of this line? X is equal to -3, isn't it? The line is parallel to the y-axis, so it should start with x equal to, and through whichever point it passes on the x-axis, that should be the right-hand side. Is it easy to remember? Yeah. G1, what would be the equation of this line? X is equal to 4. Good. Harni, what would be the equation of this line? X is equal to -5. Very good. Online, everyone is answering. X is equal to -5. Any doubt? No doubt? All right. So you understood what is the meaning of y is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Then you learned what are the equations of those lines which are passing through the x-axis and y-axis at a particular point and how to frame the equation also. Okay. Now, let me go one more step ahead and teach you something very new. Okay. Imagine children, this is your x-axis and y-axis. Okay. I am going to draw a line over here. And this is your line. This is your line. Anuki, what is the equation of this green line? Imagine it is every time I won't be saying that it is parallel to x or y axis. Assume it, okay? Because we are going to solve sums based on this concept. Okay, what is the equation of this line? X is equal to 2. Very good. Because you know the y axis is what? X is equal to 0. So I have drawn a line which is parallel to the y axis. So it should start with x. Through which point it is passing? 2. So x is equal to 2. Okay. Now, observe this question. Huh? Imagine I have a point over here. Imagine this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and so on. So can you tell me what would be the coordinates of point P? I think it is 4, 2, isn't it? X coordinate is 4 and the Y coordinate is 2. Sachin, look on the screen. So the coordinates of point P is 4, 2. Now my question is, if I reflect this point to P, see all this while we have been reflecting the points through x-axis, y-axis, through the origin and so on, right? For the first time, you are not going to do that. Instead of reflecting it through the x-axis or the y-axis or through the origin, you're going to reflect the point P through a line which is parallel to the y-axis. All this while you have been reflecting it through the y-axis. This time you're going to reflect it through a line parallel to the y-axis. So let's see how it is going to work. Children, but the rule which I taught you right in the beginning of reflection will never change. That is the law of reflection. Whatever is the distance of the point P, whatever is the distance of the object to P to the line of reflection, the same will be the distance of the image to the line of reflection. Remember, children? All right. So here we have a distance from this point P to this line of reflection. In this case, which is the line of reflection? X is equal to 2, right? So whatever is the distance of point P to the line of reflection, the same will remain from the line of reflection to its image. Can you all tell me how much is the distance in units? 3 units? Sure. What is the distance of point P? Caitlin is saying 3. Okay. Think again, no children. Think again. I feel it is 2. How many of you feel the distance is 2 units? Very good, very good. Yeah, now everyone is getting good. It's 2 units, right? Now, let's go very slow in this topic because this is the last topic which we're learning in this chapter. There is no more concept related to reflection. Okay, so let's go very slow. Now, when I asked you what is the distance of point P to the line of reflection, you just need to see, children, from this point 4, from this point 4, what was the x coordinate of point P? It is 4, isn't it? So you are traveling from 4 till 3. How many units you covered? 1 unit. From 4 to 3, you covered 1 unit. Then from 3 to 2, how many units you covered? Again, 1 unit. So total, how many units did you cover? 2 units, isn't it? 4 to 3, 3 to 2. 2 units you covered. Now, how much ever is the units covered from point P to the line of reflection, the same should be the distance covered from the line of reflection towards the image, isn't it? So we have to go towards the left hand side. From 2 to 1, how much is the distance covered? 1 unit. From 1 to the origin, how much is the unit covered? 1. Have we covered the equal distance? We have covered equal distance, right? 1 plus 1, 2 units. Now I am asking you, where will be the image found? P dash. Children, where will be the image found? From this point, it will come this side, isn't it? Huh? So, or towards the left hand side, it has to cover how many units? 2 units. So, children, this is the point where it comes and settles. All right. Now, what would be the coordinates of P dash? Exactly. The x coordinate becomes 0 and the y coordinate becomes 2. So, coordinates of P dash is what? 0, comma 2. Easy? Easy, no? All right. Now, children, this is the way we learn the concept. Now, let me erase everything. Let me erase everything and ask you this question once again. Okay. Initially, where was the point? 4, comma 2. I asked you to reflect it. Okay. Now, children, you know when it is getting reflected, it will go to the other side. Right? It will go to the other side. Now, children, when it is going from this point to this point, if you notice, was there any change in the y coordinate? What was the answer which you gave me? P dash 0, comma 2. Was there any change in the y coordinate? There was no change in the y coordinate because you started with 4, comma 2. You ended at 0, comma 2. The only change happened in the x coordinate, isn't it? The only change happened in the x coordinate. So always remember, children, this is just a technique to remember. Whenever you are reflecting a point through a line parallel to the y-axis, there is no change in the y coordinate. Are you getting it? Huh? When you are reflecting a point through a line which is parallel to the y-axis, this line x is equal to 2 was parallel to the y-axis? Yes. There will be no change in the y coordinate. If you can just write it as a sentence, as a note in your book, this will help you during revisions. I will write it over here, children. When a point is reflected through a line parallel to y-axis, there is no change in the y coordinate. Note it down, children. There is no change in the y coordinate. Okay, understood? We'll be doing more of such examples, children. Arthur, you are there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm having some internet issues.
Okay. Children, one more question. Huh? Let me take one more XY plane. This is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. Let me take a point over here. Yeah, this is the line. So what should be the equation of this line? X is equal to 1. After a while, you will follow the other side with that whole screen. Sit statement. X is equal to what? 1. Imagine I am giving you a point over here, point P, whose coordinates are, I'll take this as 1, this as 2, 1, 2, 3, and so on. The coordinates of P should be what? 5, comma 2, right? X coordinate is 5 and the Y coordinate is what? 2. I want you to reflect this point P through this line, which is X is equal to 1. Can you tell me what would be the coordinates of P dash? What you will do? Children, you first of all remember the technique which I have taught over here. When you are reflecting a point through a line parallel to the y-axis, no change in the y coordinate, right? No change in the y coordinate. Am I reflecting that point P through a line parallel to the y-axis? Yes, I'm doing that. So what is the y coordinate here? It is 2. Will there be a change in the y coordinate? No. So you should not be bothered about the y coordinate anymore. You should be bothered only about the x coordinate because the x coordinate is the only point which is going to change here. All right. So children, without any doubt, I can write the coordinate of P, y coordinate of P dash as what? 2. Okay. Now, what would be the x coordinate? Very simple, children. How much is the distance covered from point P to the line of reflection? 4 units. 1, 1, 1, 1. Total 4 units, isn't it? So, from this point to 1, children, from this point to 1, it will have to travel 4 units towards the left. I repeat, from that point 1, it should travel 4 units towards the left. So, first it will reach the origin, then -1, then -2, and then -3. Have I covered 4 units? 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes. Where it will reach? -3. Isn't it? So, where will be your point of reflection? Sorry, the image over here. P dash -3, comma 2. Understood? Okay, this is a very easy technique, children. When a point is getting reflected in a line parallel to the y-axis, no change in the y coordinate. The only change happens in the x coordinate. Okay, let's do one more. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I have -1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. -1, -2, -3, and so on. Okay. Let me draw the line over here. This is your line. So what should be the equation of this blue colored line, Milan? X is equal to -3. Very good. Now imagine, children, I have a point over here. Okay, I have a point P over here whose coordinates are -6, comma 2. Okay, I have a point P -6, comma 2. I want you to reflect this point P through the blue colored line. So children, again the blue colored line is what? A line parallel to the y-axis. Will there be any change in the y coordinate? No change. So the coordinate of P dash is going to be something in the x coordinate and 2 in the y coordinate, right? Now we just need to determine what is going to be the x coordinate. Let's find out what is the distance of Let's find out what is the distance of point P to this line of reflection. How many units? 3 units. Perfect. Because from -6 to -3, the total distance is what? 3 units. So the same 3 units should be covered on the right hand side also, isn't it? The same 3 units should be covered on the right hand side also. So let's do it, children. So -3 to -2, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, where it will come on the y-axis itself, right? So yes, you got the coordinate p dash. Y coordinate is 2 itself, and the x coordinate will be what? 0. Yeah, it is reaching on the y-axis, right? So the x coordinate will be what? 0. So the answer is p dash 0, comma 2. Are you getting into a good touch with this? All right. One more question, and this time you all have to send me the answer. Very good, children. Online students are answering, and even you guys are answering. One more. What happened? What did you say? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Let me give you a line over here. Okay. And let me give you a point over here. P -5, comma 2. Okay. I want you to reflect this point in the blue colored line and give me the coordinates of P dash. 3, comma 2. What is it? Alvin? Albina? 3, comma 2. Okay. Online students? Okay. Everyone is saying 3, comma 2. Janice, got it?
Yes, sir. I've sent the answer.
Okay. Joanne, Sean, Joanne, keep the cameras on. Harini, very good. Purva, Amal, Gopika, Aditya, where is the answer? Sandra. So from -5, ഷോണെ നീ ഇരിക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ ക്യാമറ ഓൺ ആക്കിയിട്ടില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നീ ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോ, ഇപ്പോ ഇരുന്ന് ഫിസിക്സ് പഠിക്കും. Now this point is getting reflected in a line which is parallel to the y-axis. So there is no change in the y coordinate. 2 will remain 2 itself. Okay. Let's see what is the distance covered by point P to this point of reflection. -5 to -1. I think it was 4 units, right? It is 4 units. So from this point, you will have to travel 4 units towards the right hand side, isn't it? So children, where it will reach? -1 to the origin, 1, then origin to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. 4 units covered. So yes, P dash 3, comma 2. Okay. I have one more question. Solve this and then we can learn the other way around. That is getting reflected through a point, through a line which is parallel to the x-axis. Okay. So my next question is, imagine I have a point. I'm not plotting it anywhere. You have to find it out. There is a point -9, comma 4. I want you to reflect it through this line. X is equal to -1 and get me the coordinates of P dash. Do it fast. Now this time onwards, you're going to do mental calculation. Jeevan? How did you get 2? It's minus 9 comma 4. No. 7 comma 4. Okay. Let me see what my online students are answering. 7 comma 4. Okay. Very good, children. Sean, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Answer my questions in the chat box. Very good, Joanne. So from children, you know it is getting reflected through a line parallel to the y-axis. No change in the y-coordinate. 4 will remain 4 itself. Right? Now, what is the distance covered from minus 9 till this minus 1? It is 8 units, isn't it? From minus 9 till minus 1, the distance covered is 8 units. Now, so imagine this is 8 units. Okay? From this point, you have to travel 8 units towards the right hand side, isn't it? So from minus 1, if you travel 8 more units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where do you reach? You reach 7. So the answer is 7 comma 4. And remember, children, in the board examinations, they will give you only such coordinates which you can easily count on your fingers. You can easily count on your fingers. Okay. Yeah. If this part is clear, we can move on to the next topic, which is reflecting a point in the line parallel to x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Here is your line. This time I'm going to draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis. Imagine this is the line. What would be the equation? Y is equal to minus 2, right? I have a point over here, children. Imagine this is the point, okay? Point B whose coordinates are minus 2 comma 4. Reflect this point B through this blue colored line. So remember, children, this time you are going to reflect a point which is parallel to the x-axis. So when you are reflecting it through a line parallel to x-axis, no change in the x coordinate. When you're reflecting a point through a line parallel to the x-axis, no change in the x coordinate. The change will happen only in the y coordinate. All right. So imagine, children, here is your point P dash. What was the x coordinate here? Minus 2. So here also it is minus 2. All right. X coordinate remains same. Now, children, you have to get the value of the y coordinate. Think and answer. 8 or minus 8. Children, you are going down, isn't it? From point 4 till the 0, what was the distance? What was the total distance? 6 units, isn't it? See, children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, isn't it? From point P to that blue colored line, the total distance was how much? 6 units. So from that blue colored line, if you go down, the distance covered should be how much? 6 units. So right now where you are lying? On minus 2, isn't it? From minus 2, you have to go down by 6 units. It's very easy, no, children? Minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8. Have we covered 6 units? Yes, we have covered 6 units. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the coordinate should be minus 2 comma 8. I think you all have understood it. No? Shall we solve? No, minus 8. Minus 8. Aditya, is it clear? Aditya, you are there in the class? Let's solve. The point P2 comma 3 is getting reflected in the line x is equal to 4 to the point P dash. Okay, let's draw the x and y axis. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Okay, where is your point P line? 2, 3. 2, 3 means it will be lying somewhere over here. P 2, 3. All right, very good, Maria. Now, where is the line x is equal to 4? It is a line which passes through point 4 on the x-axis, right? So imagine this was your point 1, this was your point 2, this is point 3, and this is your point 4. Let me draw that line x is equal to 4 over here. Okay, x is equal to 4 over here. Now this point P2, 3 is getting reflected in that line x is equal to 4. Children, what is x is equal to 4? It is a line which is parallel to the y-axis. So is there any change in the y-coordinate? No change in the y-coordinate. So 3 will remain what? 3 itself. Imagine here is your point P dash. There is no change in the y coordinate, so 3 will remain 3. We have to just think what should be the x coordinate. Children, you only tell me from this point till this point, how much is the total distance? The total distance is 2 units, right? So from this point till this point also it should be 2 units, where you will reach 0.5 and 0.6. So the x coordinate is what? 0.6. So 6, 3 is your answer. Now the question is not over, right? Is it over? Oh yeah, it's over. Find the coordinates of P dash. That's it, no? Coordinates of P dash. Let's do the second question. They are asking us to find the image of point P 1, -2 reflected in the line x is equal to -1. The concept is clear for everyone. Sachin, Nabil. Okay, Joanne. Let's do the next one. This time you have to reflect it through a line which is x is equal to -1. All these questions can be solved by using a rough figure, children. No need to draw a proper graph. Okay. X is equal to -1. So this is your -1 and this is your x is equal to -1. All right. Where is your point P? 1, -2. Where will 1, -2 come? Now in the fourth quadrant, right? So imagine this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, and imagine this -1, this -2, and -3. They want 1, -2 somewhere over here. This is your point P, 1, -2. Right? Okay. They are asking us to reflect it through this line. Children, what is that line? It is a line parallel to the y-axis. Is there any change in the y coordinate? There is no change in the y coordinate. So wherever is your point P dash, the y coordinate will remain -2 itself. We just need to see what is the x coordinate, right? So children, how much distance did it cover? 2 units, isn't it? From point 1 to this point, how much distance it covered? 2 units. This is 1, this is 2. So the same amount of distance it will cover to the left hand side also? Yes. So where it will go? -2 and -3. Where is it reaching, children? -3 on the x-axis. So the coordinates of P dash will be what? -3, -2. Easy. Children, did you all follow it? Have I taught you in a proper way? Technique is clear, no? Fine. So we'll do question number 8.
Sir, can you go to the previous slide?
Previous slide. This one?
No, sir, like before that.
Before that, I had given you all the examples, no, Janice?
Yes, sir, like How did he get -8? I don't understand that.
This one, how I got -8?
Yes, sir.
Janice, the point was what? -2 comma 4, right? The point was -2 comma 4 and it had to be reflected in this line. Y is equal to -2. See, it is a point which is getting reflected through a line parallel to x-axis. So there won't be any change in the x coordinate. That's why -2 remains as it is. Okay. Now, from this point 4, from this point 4 till this point, what would be the distance? Can you tell me? This is -2. This is -2. Okay. How much would be the distance from 4 to -2? Total units is 6. Right, Janice?
Yes, sir. Yes.
The total distance is 6 units. Now, when you go from -2 downwards, you should have covered the same distance, which is 6 units, right? So from -2, if you're going downwards, from -2, if you're going downwards, how much distance you have to cover? Total 6 units. So if you cover 6 units, where you will reach? You will reach -8, isn't it? You see the distance, -2 to -8. The total distance is what? 6 units. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. What happened? Look at next time if it falls, you'll be out of the class. Let's do question number 8. I'll give you 2 minutes. Solve this sum. Question number 8, part 1 you solve. Maria has answered. Anika, I'll tell you. Sia has answered. Aditya, check again, Aditya. Anika, you check again. Gobika has answered the right one. Sean, I think it is wrong. I don't think so, Anika. Purva and Johan has answered the right one. Those who have answered the first part, do the second part also. How much you got, Albina? Perfect. Inju, 2 minus 2. Very good. Joel, very good. Anika, now you got the right answer. Very good, Joel. Alvin, how much you got? 2 minus 2. Okay. Janice has got. Maria has got the second part. Good job. Let me just verify it. The point is what? 2 comma 4. Sachin, how much you got? -2 4. Wrong answer. Point is what? P 2 comma 4, right? Somewhere over here. Imagine point P is 2 comma 4. Now, It has to be reflected in the line y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 means it is a line parallel to the x-axis passing through point 1, right? So this is your line. Y is equal to 1, isn't it? Now, this has to get reflected in this line like this. This is a rough diagram, children. I haven't labeled any numbers, okay? So that is why it is looking very irregular. Now, you know it is a line which is parallel to the x-axis. So no change in the x-coordinate. So P dash will remain what? 2 itself. The only change is happening in the y-coordinate, isn't it? So from 4, children, from 4 to the y-axis. This is your point 4 on the y-axis. This is your point 1 on the y-axis. How much is the distance of point 4 to 1? It is 3 units, isn't it? Huh? From point 4 to point 1 on the y-axis, the total distance is what? 3 units. Now from point 1, you have to go down by 3 more units. So where will you go, children? This is your point 1, right? After 1 comes the origin, so it is 0, then comes 1, and then comes 2. I think this will help you to cover 3 units. Yes. So you are reaching where? Over here. It is -2, right? It is -2 on the y-axis. So the answer is 2 minus 2. Okay, Shazi, I think there is a typing mistake. Check again. Monica, it is right. Did you all follow it? How I got 2 comma -2? You all are capable of thinking like this, right? From point 1, you are going down. By how many units? 3 units. So from 1 to 0, 0 to -1, -1 to -2. Total 3 units covered. You have reached your reflect image. Okay. Let's do the next one. Let's do the next one. Find the image of the point P -3, -5 in the line. Y is equal to -2. Let's confirm the answer. Most of them have already answered it. Very good. Purva. Purva, I think you have to check again. Go bigger. Has given
By
three.
mistake, instead of taking y is equal to -2, I took it as 2.
Okay, fine. So -3, -5. In which quadrant does it come? It comes in the third quadrant, right? -3, comma -5. What is the answer? Jeevan? Now it has to get reflected in the line y is equal to -2. That means, imagine, children, here is your -2 and it has to pass through it. Okay, it has to pass through it. This is your y is equal to -2. So point is getting reflected in a line which is parallel to the x-axis. So no change in the x coordinate. -3 will remain -3 itself. The change is going to happen in the y coordinate. Let's figure out what would be the distance of -5 to 2. How much will be the distance? I think it is 3 units. How much is the distance, children? -5 to -2 is 3 units. So the same 3 units you have to go up also, isn't it? So -2. Just count it like this: -2, then comes -1, then comes 0, and then 1. Have we covered 3 units? I think we have covered 3 units. Do you all agree with this? Tell no, children. 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, total 3 units. So where are you reaching? At point 1. So the answer is -3, comma 1. Sachin, is it clear? All right. I will give you one question, solve it, and then you can take a short break. Okay. See that expression? Maria, where are you? Camera is off. All right. I have a point P. I have a point P which is 3, comma -5. Okay, I have a point P which is 3, comma -5. I want you to reflect it through a point, sorry, through a line whose equation is y is equal to 2. Find